Welcome to Rambling of a Madman. In this episode, we will talk about the topic of creators or influencers. Well, in general, they have a bad rap from the beginning, from the entertainment industry. They were the outcasts, they were the lower caste of entertainment. Though things are changing a little bit right now, the beginning was kind of like that. I was thinking about couple of things about them and how they impact people and how they entertain people, and this got me thinking about different aspects of these creators, these social media creators, as well as the lesser appreciation of them in overall scenarios. Um, let's face it, even today there is a little bit of prejudice towards social media stars. But I kept thinking about the the importance of the work they do. This is because partially there is a personal liking towards the entertainment they provide, but we will get into that later. Uh, the reason I cannot figure out is the stars that are there in Hollywood, Bollywood, or any other place. They are skilled in only one thing, either directing or cinematography or acting, sounds, makeup, so on and so on. They all have their own topics. But think about a social media influencer, a creator. To look at the content that they create and the effort that is being put on them, they have to they have to create their own script, they have to create their own direction, they have to create their own cinematography, lighting, in editing, sounds, everything. But that includes a lot of talent, time, to create something like this. But they are not given the credit that is necessary. He, it seems that still the world looks at such talent in a different sort of a way. Two examples come into mind in this scenario: Liza Koshy and Superwoman Lily Singh. These two women put their entire talent onto a tray and gave it to their fans, their followers, or anybody who's looking for entertainment. But still, they don't feel like A-list stars, or actually, even when coming into economy wise, or even they were not appreciated that much. And now today they are looking for other uh, ways of projecting themselves to climb up the ladder of show business. They create TV shows, they create talk shows, and they try to move up the ladder. This necessity is there because the society or the culture of entertainment doesn't embrace the creations that they have made on social media, in this case for the example in YouTube, as proper A class entertainment. But the figures, the facts and figures, and the people who got entertained, their fans, would argue otherwise. This episode is not there to undermine people who have studied the arts, the disciplines when coming into script writing, acting, directing, lighting, makeup, cinematography, sounds, and many other things, disciplines that are needed to master the world of entertainment, to sing, to dance, to make people laugh, but to make a much more appreciation of the social media creators. This is mainly because of a thought that came into my mind about things that happened to me few years ago, and what made a bad time, at least for few minutes, good. In the famous words of social media influencers around the world, it's story time. Few years ago, I got a little bit sick and went through a painful time, physically and mentally, and I was stuck in a hospital bed for a considerable amount of time. During this period, the only thing that was there for at least a little bit of entertainment was my smartphone, and there I found entertainment, I found laughter, I found a relief of physical and mental pain. For a moment, I was happy by looking into these feeds, these creations that were there by so called social media stars. I myself tend to stick to comedy beats or anything that is uh, entertainment, light-hearted entertainment. But think of it, different people entertain themselves in different ways. Some entertainments are of listening to stories, some entertainment are looking at makeup tutorials, documentaries, horror stories, to conspiracy theories, everything. Different people have different entertainments, and social media stars are born catering to these entertainment categories. So I was thinking about that incident and how social media stars made my life a little bit better. There was no payment or something like that specially done, or a bit of a thanks, but I think this is a kind of way thanking them. When I started thinking about that period of my life, I thought the next thing that came into my mind was that there are plenty of people around the world, especially during this pandemic era, that go through very hard, tough times. It could be physical health, it could be mental health, it could be tough times overall when coming into protecting their jobs, their house, and so on. So, when coming to cooling down and looking for a escape, social media content could be a good source of escape, and that is the importance of the entertainment that is provided by these social media stars. They do their own b- well, when I say when they do their own script writing and everything. Today the big stars are different, working differently, they hire more people and so on and so on, but the beginnings of lot of people, lot of amateurs are there, and lot of people who are entertained by even the most amateur video, podcast, photography. So that is why I think that social media influencers, or creators, or whatever you want to call them, they should be credited at least a little bit more, because of the amount of, let's say, service, or the amount of product, or the amount of entertainment that they provide for this society in stress is considerable. Next, of course, how to talk a little bit about the naming. Of course, some say they are influencers. For me, that is not a correct term to describe all entertainers, all stars in different social media platforms, because not all of them are influencing anything. It is there are some channels that would talk about science, humanity, medicine, and that will influence people to do some good to the world. And there are some channels just based on entertainment itself. You can't say uh, a person who's doing comedy bits, or total makeup, doing makeup will have a total influence on the wellness of the society, but the influence there would be to uh, showing the product, reviewing the product, or basically giving influence or the instructions needed to do the makeup. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that is not important, because as I told you, these are different kinds of entertainment, different kinds um, of people look at these things and entertain themselves. They feel good, they they will have a small escape from the world they live in. The stress will be relieved. So what I'm saying is, the value of that social media post, the video, the podcast, the photo, the anything is not undermined. But can we tell all of them influencers? I think this influencer word is a part of a promotional campaign from multinational corporations. A creator is a much more better term, because most of them in the beginning, where they have to write their own scripts, manage their lighting, cinematography, to sounds, to to do everything. I think the best word would be creator, because they are creating a channel, or creating a new idea, uh, or a new idea for entertainment, or creating their own way of income, their own business, and so on and so on. Social media star. Well, the words, the naming social media star is like, it's that comes from the caste system of Hollywood, isn't it? It's like, oh, you are a district presenter for a channel of a district, or something like that, or you are not a national presenter, or something like that. When there are categories of entertainment, to from the cinemas to TV shows, to a TV actor, or the words, the caste system is there in Hollywood. And I think the naming of a social media star is generated through such a situation. But today it seems like, little by little, that social media star, the name has weight behind it. People are taking seriously, and that is a good thing. That is like the view that I have on creators or social media stars, or influencers. The name I would prefer in general would be social media creators, or creators, in because it matches the amount of effort that is put into these social media channels. So the bottom line of today's rambling is mainly towards creators. If by any chance, if a creator is listening to this, they might start this off just for the fun of it. They might start it to earn a income, or to earn a extra income, or to move into greater things in entertainment, but to start a beginning, or out of desperation, or out of, there will be many reasons for this. And they I want them to know that around the millions and millions of views that they will have, at least there is one or two people who really needed a relief from reality, who will be stuck on a hospital bed, or having a hard time, maybe lost their job or their place to live, and having a very hard time, and the entertainment that is needed for a moment to get away from reality, and to laugh a little bit in the dark times of their lives. You help them. The so-called creator helped them. And I think that is that knowing that is much more valuable, and will give meaning towards the for what you are doing. It will give meaning to what any creator is doing, knowing that. And maybe some knows about this because we have seen it in YouTube and everything. They are going helping and making an impact towards people who are unfortunate. But for even the small social media creators, it's a big deal for a person who's lying in a bed, who's going because of a sickness, who's in pain and suffering mentally and physically, just to escape reality and get some entertainment, to laugh a little bit. It's not only the big TV shows or the big movies that will help. A social media post that would say a funny thing, a meme that would say a funny thing, will help immensely, greatly. And I hope that every creator knows that, and that will give value to what they are doing, and also encourage them to keep creating. This ramble is to a bit of a thanks, or just to to say that social media creations have value indeed. And thinking of the past few years ago, and thinking that there might be another person who is at my level, at that, like, at this moment, and he or she will be entertaining themselves, laughing a little bit through the pain because of social media creations, is a wonderful thought. And in a world where social media is a part of human society, I thought to talk about, or much more accurately, ramble on about this topic. Hope, if you are a creator, I hope it will inspire you, or bring a self-satisfaction to you for what you do. And if you are thinking to create, if you are a person who's thinking to create, it will inspire you. Well, that is all for my ramble this time. Thank you very much for listening. Be safe, be healthy. Ayubowan.